So his question is about David Reinbacher's potential arrival date in Laval.
Yes.
Clutton's relegation series is scheduled to begin play on March 16th, which seems like a long break after the end of the regular season. As I understand the promotion process, only teams that have applied for promotion are eligible to be promoted, and only if they also win the Swiss League. So my question is, and I'm going to explain everything else he mentioned, is the delay in scheduling Cloton's relegation series related to the fact that the series may be irrelevant if neither Visp nor Olten win the Swiss League, and if both are eliminated in the semifinals, might Cloton not have to play the relegation series at all, allowing Reinbacher to come to Laval right away? So here is the situation with David Reinbacher. So he, Marty's correct that Cloton is waiting the results of what is the second division Swiss League's semifinals to complete. There are only two teams from the Swiss League that applied for promotion to the National League, which is the top division in Switzerland. They are EHC Visp and EHC Olten. Each of them reached the league semifinals. So in order for David Reinbacher's team, Cloton, EHC Cloton, to have to play what's called a play-out series against the last-place team in the National League, which is HC Ajoie, one of Olten or Visp would have had to reach the final of the Swiss League. So Visp has already been eliminated. They are out. They lost to La Chaux de Fonds. I believe they were swept, if I'm not mistaken, but they're out. Olten, on the other hand, is up 3-2 on GCK Lions, which is actually Zurich's kind of minor league team. So on March 12th, which is tomorrow, Game 6 is being held between the Lions and Olten, and Game 7 is slated for March 15th, which is what, Friday?
Yeah.
Friday. So, and then on March 16th, depending on that result, like if Olten wins one of those two games, then on March 16th, Reinbacher would have to play, or Cloton would have to play in that play-out series against Ajoie, which it should be noted, even though Cloton was the second worst team in the league in the standings, they were far ahead of Ajoie. They were kind of far and away the worst team in the league. So who knows how long, but that would be a 7-game series. So that would run potentially till the end of March. So if the Lions manage to win the next two games, then that playout series will not be played. And theoretically, Reinbacher could be here within a week from now. So it's all playing out this week, basically, to know when Reinbacher will be here.
Yeah. So, and people might wonder, how come, if the Canadiens if they needed to paper Joshua Roy and Jaden Struble in order to make them eligible to participate in the AHL playoffs, well, David Reinbacher was not papered, but he was loaned by the Canadiens to Cloton, and because he was loaned already, he doesn't need to be papered. So he would remain eligible to the playoffs. So he could come and join Laval at any point, whether it's a week from now or in 3 weeks from now. And when he does come, he's going to play. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about other prospects that could be eligible or to come to play in Laval. I'm thinking of Adam Engstrom, for example. Adam Engstrom, right now he's in the obviously the league in Sweden, and he's got quarterfinals coming up, right? So,
well, his last game is also tomorrow. His last regular season game is tomorrow. Yeah.
So, and also he's also in a situation where he's waiting to see if there's going to participate in a playoff series that would start Thursday. But the thing is, a guy like Engstrom is a good prospect. They would like to bring him over. They would like to bring over possibly Oliver Kapanen, who's playing for Kalpa. Obviously, there's been talks of Lane Hutson. But Jean-François Houle understand that there's a balancing act between doing what he's going to do what he's being told, right? So with the players that there's going to be like marching orders on, well, we send you this guy, he has to play. which is going to be the case with Reinbacher. But there's also a balancing act with I need to figure out what's my best lineup to make sure that we reach the playoffs. And also, I need to make sure that the team that has fought the whole season together, all of a sudden, I'm not taking out pieces to put guys that will make the whole group too disgruntled. There's part of it that's just normal. They're all professionals. They understand that there are some guys that are scratched, the higher prospects, higher in the hierarchy or in the team's priority. They're going to take their spots. It's fine, but you cannot assume that all the kids that will be coming will necessarily take the spots of guys that are currently there. So there is a balancing act. There might be, and the sooner those guys come in, let's say an Engstrom or a Reinbacher, you can give them bit by bit. Engstrom, you can play him one game here, one game there, and ultimately, if he doesn't play every game, should the Rocket make the playoffs, it's not a big deal. But all those guys, I think that there's a hope that they will be able to be brought in the fold in Laval. The only guy that will not participate in Laval will be Lane Hutson, because Lane Hutson, even if he was not to go far with BU in the NCAA playoffs in a national tournament, he will sign his entry level. I mean, he's signing his entry level after the trade deadline, and because of that, and because he would burn the first year of his entry level right away, that makes him ineligible because he was not able to be papered on time prior to. Well,
there's only one way for him to be eligible, which would be for him to sign an entry level contract that began next season, and that would mean signing a 3-year entry level contract that begins next season, as opposed to signing a 3-year entry level contract that burns this season. So basically, being on the second year, so it would basically be wasting a year towards eventual free agency and all the arbitration and all the other benchmarks that are necessary. And so that's not happening. I mean, it's just not for a player of that caliber. It's not happening. But there is a way to get Lane Hutson to Laval. That would be it. But it's just not realistic at all.
No, like they did with Jaden Struble last spring.
Yes,
Jaden
exactly.
Struble, he was older, so it was a 2-year entry level for him. But he waited. His entry levels kicked in only this season, and he signed an amateur tryout so that he could join the Rocket and perform very well over there.
So that would be the only way.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I hope. So that's what's happening exactly. Yeah, so thank you, Marty, for your question. If we. And I think other people in Metsis.
Other people did. Taylor Cody had a question about this. There were a bunch of people, so we decided to answer that one off the bat because it was our most popular question, for sure.